Hey guys, I'm actually here with Allie Jarrett at Harold's. How are you doing, Allie?
I'm great. Jesse, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for inviting me out here and talking. So Allie is originally from South Carolina. She's a South Carolina girl, and she owns 2 restaurants, Harold's and Low Tide in what is it?
Finn
Hall, and that's brand new, and it's awesome. It's beautiful food. I mean, awesome food.
Thank you.
And college golfer. So, and you live in the Heights?
I do. I lived in the Heights for 18 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so, how has it been being a woman? You know, coming up, being a woman entrepreneur. You know, owning your own places and kind of just that, because you know, especially like the restaurants, and especially in the Heights in this area, a lot of them are owned by men, and it seems like it's men ran. And you're doing just such an awesome, amazing job. That all the concepts that you've done, you know, have you gone through any like trials and tribulations dealing with it, or I mean, how is that?
Yeah, every day is has trials and tribulations in this business, Jesse. I'm real lucky though. I grew up in a family-owned business, and my grandmother was the CFO of our company before, you know, a woman was ever called that, and so had some really good role models at a very young age with my grandparents and parents, and you know, working. You mentioned I played golf in college, so I'm fairly competitive, and then I worked for the United States Golf Association for 15 years, and wanted to get off the road and work where I live and live where I work here in the Heights. And so the Heights has certainly changed and has become, you know, really a major food destination.
Yes, it has.
When we first opened Harold's here, we've been open a little over 5 years. There were only about 4 full-service restaurants just 5 years ago, and now I think we have around 20 or so. So you know, it's super competitive, and we've had to make a lot of pivots here. Frankly, we're not over the hill yet. We're still trying to find our way here.
Yeah.
And hopefully, in time, the engine will keep pushing to be able to do that.
Yeah, and it's been nice to actually see you guys kind of pivot as well, because I remember when I first kind of got a job here and moved to the Heights and everything. You know, Harold's was awesome. I mean, upstairs, you know, we had food. Downstairs was a pizza place, and where we're sitting right now at the actual little beer area, the bar, a tap room, it was an actual kind of grocery store.
That's right.
And you had switched it, which I thought was a huge change, and it is. And you know, it was cool to kind of see you just make that move.
Well, it wasn't cool on our wallets. That was not cool at all. But yeah, we're sitting in what used to be the old produce section. We had a wonderful cheese cooler right here, actually from some women in the neighborhood that own Dairy Maid's cheeses. And I think the store concept was about 8 years too soon.
Yeah.
You know, we have a number of apartments under construction, and the neighborhood's becoming more dense. And we needed that additional foot traffic for that to work. Unfortunately, it didn't work. And you know, my dad has this saying: "You got to gauge, change, and rearrange." And so we've done that more than I would like to do that.
Yeah.
But we're still trying to give the neighborhood and our guests what they want, and have regular guests like you that want to keep coming back over and over for good fresh food and quality drinks and hospitality more than anything.
Yeah, of course. And then also one thing I wanted to really kind of touch on is Low Tide. You know, it's seeing everything kind of get built out and everything in there, which is the old Chase building, right?
Right.
And the food there is just so fresh. And you said you kind of got the concept from when your times in South Carolina?
Yeah, so our most recent restaurant is called Low Tide Seafood and Raw Bar, and it's in a really neat place called Finn Hall, and there are 9 other food places there, a coffee shop, and then 2 bars. And like Harold's, this building is over 85 years old. Finn Hall was named after Alfred Finn, who was an architect, and that building is very old. It was the original Gulf Oil building.
Wow.
And so it's now the JP Morgan, it's called Chase on Main, and it's basically the JP Morgan Chase building. So we're at the hard corner of Main and Rusk, and there, yeah, the concept is really how I grew up at Pawleys Island, South Carolina. We would go fishing and crabbing and creeking, and you know, the best fishing is done at low tide as the tide's going out. And I know you've been to Pawleys and Litchfield, so you know what I'm talking about, and smelling that salt marsh air. And so So we're just trying to provide our guests with some really, really good quality dishes that are fresh and creative, and have fun doing it, and hopefully we can do well in Finn Hall and then see where we can take the brand from there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And
So,
being that it's National Women's Month this month, do you have any kind of things to say for any possible young women that are thinking about becoming entrepreneurs or that want to be entrepreneurs? Do you have any kind of say?
yeah, well, I would say if you want to do something, you can do it. If you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to put in the time and the heartache, things don't come easily. There will be struggles, and there will be the naysayers that tell you can't do something. And sometimes you might not be able to in certain instances, and you have to try something else and try a different angle. But I would say always follow your gut. My worst mistakes have been not following my gut, and I can say that wholeheartedly. But to any young man or woman out there that wants to be in business for himself or herself, it's definitely not for the faint of heart. But it's wonderful to be able to be a part of your community and be able to give back, because small business really makes up the majority of business in the United States of America. And we need more small business owners to contribute, because we really are drivers of the global economy, and not very many people think of small business that way. But we hope to continue on, and hopefully if we can be here, a third of the time that Harold was here, then we'll make it.
That's amazing. Well, Allie, thank you so much. And Allie Jarrett with Harold's and Low Tide. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. Thanks so much. Happy Women's Month, everybody.